Dolly Parton truly shone on stage, while her late husband Carl Dean preferred to stay out of the limelight. Their love story spanned nearly 60 years, even though Dean opted for a more secluded life. He passed away in February 2025, but his unwavering support was a constant for Dolly throughout their years together. Known for her big hair, sparkly outfits, and warm demeanor, Dolly has remained one of country music's most recognizable figures. Yet, one aspect of her life remained largely private: her husband, Carl Thomas Dean. Despite being married to one of the most famous women in the music industry, Dean kept a low profile, avoiding interviews and red carpets. In fact, even some of Dolly's closest friends never met him. While Dolly often spoke about their profound love, Dean had one firm rule: he never participated in public events, regardless of Dolly's fame. Their love story kicked off in 1964 outside a little restaurant in Nashville, Tennessee. At just 18, Dolly caught Dean's eye right away. He later recounted, "My first thought was, I'm going to marry that girl. My second thought was, Lord, she's good looking." That was the day my life began. Just 2 years later, on May 30th, 1966, they tied the knot in a small, private ceremony in Ringgold, Georgia. Only Dolly's mother was there as a witness. Although her record label advised her to hold off on marrying, they were eager to start their life together away from the spotlight. As Dolly's career skyrocketed, it became apparent that Dean had no interest in the entertainment world. In a 2016 interview, she described him as a bit of a loner who preferred the company of just her. "He's just always asked me to keep him out of this whole thing. He doesn't like all the hullabaloo," she shared. Yet, Dean's quiet nature didn't stop him from being an unwavering support for Dolly. She described him as a husband, a father figure, and even like a brother, highlighting their deep bond. According to her, he took pride in their marriage in his own unique way. In a separate interview in 2015, Dolly noted how their differences complemented each other. "He never resented my success and genuinely loves hearing about what I do," she said. Their ability to laugh together and respect each other's differences kept their relationship thriving for nearly 6 decades. "We've just been best buddies and best friends, and evidently it's working," Dolly affirmed. Even with Dean's preference for privacy, Dolly always found special ways to honor him. On his birthday in 2021, she playfully recreated her iconic 1978 Playboy magazine cover in a black bunny suit, a surprise for her husband because he had always loved that cover. In a video shared on Instagram, she explained the motive behind the tribute, demonstrating that even after so many years together, she still enjoyed making him smile. Later that same year, Dolly celebrated her longtime friend Cher on Instagram, wishing her more years filled with music, sequins, and shared secrets. While Dolly has nurtured many close friendships, some of her closest friends, including country superstar Reba McEntire, had never met Dean. In an October 2024 interview with Andy Cohen, McEntire admitted that despite her long friendship with Dolly, she'd never encountered Dean. When Cohen asked if she had ever been to Dolly's house or tasted her cooking, she laughed, saying she hadn't, which led to the realization that neither Cohen nor McEntire had met Carl Dean, even though people swore he existed. McEntire did mention seeing a recent outing where Dolly and Carl went back to where they first got married. Despite the public's curiosity, Dolly never allowed it to affect their relationship. Although Dean chose to stay out of the public eye, he was very much a part of her life. In 1999, they built a home in Brentwood, Tennessee, a sprawling estate that offered plenty of privacy, complete with a chapel, gazebos, and barns where Dean liked to tend to his equipment and mow the fields. "He's a homebody and doesn't like going out in public," Dolly said in 2019. She described their simple, down-to-earth life together. When not on the road, she would take off her wig, put her feet up, and slip into comfy loungewear, showing a more relaxed side of herself. "I look so totally artificial on stage, but at home, I'm just me," she explained. While Dean was always supportive of Dolly's career from behind the scenes, he had a strict no public appearances rule. In December 2024, Dolly voiced her thoughts on an experience from the 60s. After being nominated for Song of the Year at the BMI Awards in 1967, she wanted to include Dean by renting him a tuxedo and convincing him to come along. However, once he felt out of place, he made his feelings clear. He said, "Look, I want you to do everything you want, but don't ever ask me to go to another one of these things because I won't do it, she recalled. True to his word, Dean never attended another public event, even as Dolly's fame soared. While he loved music, he made it clear that he had no interest in being part of it. Though they lived different lifestyles, Dolly traveling and performing while Dean enjoyed a quieter home life, their marriage remained strong for nearly 60 years. Their differences brought balance. Dean thrived in familiar surroundings while Dolly embraced new adventures. This dynamic worked for us, she said, crediting their lasting love to giving each other space and mutual respect. In a May 2024 interview, she revealed that spending time apart actually enhanced their bond. Everything new gets old eventually. If you're always together, you start nitpicking every little thing instead of focusing on the joy of being together, she explained. They cherish their independence while also treasuring their time as a couple. Dolly highlighted how they relished in the simple moments rather than traditional date nights. She enjoyed cooking for Dean, and they often took their RV for relaxed outings, whether to grab a meal or have a picnic by the river. For them, quality time didn't need to be extravagant. They found happiness in the little things, exploring at their own pace. Humor also played a significant role in their marriage, according to those close to them. In July 2021, it became evident that Parton and Dean's ability to laugh together was a cornerstone of their lasting bond, knitting them together emotionally, especially during disagreements. Carl has a crazy, warped sense of humor, and he is extremely funny. I guess I've got a pretty good sense of humor too, she said. Over the years, their devotion to each other never waned. While Dolly continued to pour herself into music and projects, she always made time for Dean, savoring their quiet life together. But as time does, it eventually caught up with them. On March 3, 2025, Dean passed away in Nashville at the age of 82. Dolly shared the heartbreaking news on Instagram, expressing that their 6-decade-long love was beyond words and thanking everyone for their thoughts and support during this tough time. Staying true to Dean's wish for privacy, she held a small funeral with only immediate family. His family also requested space, as they mourned his loss. Though Dolly Parton built a remarkable career in the limelight, the essence of her greatest love story played out quietly behind the scenes. Her marriage to Carl Thomas Dean, founded on love, respect, humor, and independence, gracefully lasted nearly 60 years, proving that true love doesn't require an audience. Even after his passing, the unwavering support and deep bond they shared remain, evident not in flashy appearances, but in the love they cultivated together.